have a weird feeling about these new Mark Zuckerberg tapes, because there was a whole series of articles that came out about a month or two ago saying Wall Street is basically getting ready to accept Elizabeth Warren. And then in the last week, there was if it's Warren, we'll sit it out or we'll back Trump. Now, I have no question in my mind that there are going to be, I think there's plenty of Wall Street people who forget just Sanders or Warren. I think if it's, actually, I mean, really, the rest of them really are corporatists. But I'm just saying, like, yes, they don't want anything to crimp their style at all. They don't care about the issues, and even Warren, they will not support. However, I also take the other stories from a couple of months ago of Wall Street, a lot of people starting to say, hey, well, at least she knows the regulatory frameworks and yada, yada, yada. Now there's a Silicon Valley story that says Silicon Valley's donors start to back Elizabeth Warren despite her pledge to break up big tech. And I think this could be read in a number of ways, right? So there's definitely a disjuncture between CEOs and employees. A lot of Silicon Valley employees donated and donate to Sanders. And also, you got to realize, if you talk to folks in this industry, they know that this stuff is coming. Their question is how well do you manage it? So they're expecting an Elizabeth Warren. They're not expecting, and they will never accept, an all-out Warren oligarchy, which Sanders represents. So, and if I was thinking in a little bit of a art of war fashion, as Elizabeth Warren triangulates her message, and the effort is to destroy Sanders and that movement, might it be pretty tactically effective to send the signal out that, oh, no, we're super afraid of Elizabeth Warren. We really don't want her. I would take this with a tremendous grain of salt. However, these are some funny pieces of audio. And Matt, can you tell us what this Zuckerberg audio is in terms of like where it comes from, how it was discovered, what's going on here?
So this was basically a closed-door meeting. Well, I guess I don't know exactly what the meeting was for, but
it's not. He does not think he's speaking on the public record.
Exactly. Yeah, this is to
these
Facebook
are leaked
people.
Audios of Mark Zuckerberg, basically talking about, in this case, Elizabeth Warren. Although it looks like, according to The Verge, there's stuff on Sanders as well, and he's talking about Warren promising to try to break up Facebook.
Yeah, it's apparently 2 open meetings with employees in July, and we can talk about why he mentions Warren after this.
But first, we actually have a piece of pop culture which might contextualize what Zuck is really saying.
Oh, no, let's play this first before we get to the pop.
Oh, no, yeah, I meant before we analyze it.
We'll right, gotcha,
yes, yeah. Go ahead, but this is Zuckerberg.
Like Elizabeth Warren, who thinks that the right answer is to break up the companies, if she gets elected president, then I would bet that we will have a legal challenge, and I would bet that we will win the legal challenge. So does that still suck for us? Yeah. I mean, I don't have to, have a major lawsuit against our own government. I mean, that's not like the position that you want to be in when you're, it's like we care about our country and like want to work with our government to do good things. And but look, at the end of the day, if someone's going to try to threaten something that existential, you go to the mat and you fight.
Is there anything else?
I think that's the main one we should.
Okay, and of course, I just want to say what he means by go to the mat and fight is hire, which they already have, a huge amount of lobbying firms to choke up the process with an unbelievable amount of money in lobbying. He also... Yes.
I just wanted to make one more point, is when you hear about stories like they can't, for instance, like censor hate speech because it would hurt Republican lawmakers' posts as well. It's because it's not because they want to be fair. It's because they know that having Republicans put in judges that are going to be favorable to them is good for them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's also the same reason they paid a Republican outfit to do a George Soros is a secret Jew puppet master AstroTurf campaign. I think also Mark Zuckerberg might have been trying to express this sentiment from the great show Silicon Valley.
100 years ago, men like me could have had people like that killed. Just like that. You think captains of industry like Andrew Carnegie or Cornelius Vanderbilt would have batted an eyelid? Please. Times sure have changed. Or have they? Of course they have. And for the better. Unless... All right, forget it. What are we doing about this article?
And then he pivots. Oh, it's great. You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.